What's up, bosses? Welcome to About Her Business, the podcast where we leave all the gossip at the door and get straight down to business. I'm your host, Jonte, and today we have the founder of Primestaff Solutions and Filipino entrepreneur, Miss Marielle Monteclaro. Now, Ms. Monteclaro is a skilled operational specialist, spending the last decade building a very successful virtual assistance platform that she now leads as a sustainable operational system that assists entrepreneurs worldwide. And she's bringing the administrative tasks on what she means business. So, ladies, grab those cups and your notepads and let's get down to it. The meeting is now in session. Welcome, Ms. Monteclaro.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm so honored,
Thank you
to be
so much for
honest.
being here. Thank you so much for being here. Are you ready to get into it?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So, can you share a little bit with our audience about your early experiences working with international companies and how did that shape your approach to business?
All right, thank you for that question. So, honestly, early in my career, I worked with company based in the US and other international markets. So, at first, it was intimidating because the expectations were high and the pace was fast. But it also forced me to develop strong communication, accountability, and problem solving skills very early. And working remotely with global teams taught me something important, which is distance doesn't matter if systems are and trust are very strong. And it shaped my mindset around operations. And I learned how critical clear workflows, documentation, and ownership are. And that experience eventually became the foundation for how I run my own teams today.
Absolutely. And thank you for hitting on that key point because when it comes to that global aspect, a lot of people think that organizations are, based on, the areas and things like that. But really it is a system, you guys. So look at Starbucks, for example. Starbucks is one of those things that Americans study when it comes to global organizations and how they were able to expand globally, without necessarily changing the foundation of the organization, but actually fitting into those cultures. So you definitely hit on a great point there, Marielle. Now, how did growing up in the
Thank you.
Philippines and working across cultures influence your leadership skills?
So, like, coming from a third world country, so growing up in the Philippines really taught me resilience very early. So, I learned how to be resourceful and how to work hard and really how to adapt in every terrain, even the trenches, as you can think of. And when you combine that with working across different cultures, you start to understand that leadership isn't just about authority at all. And it's about empathy, communication, and understanding different perspectives. So my leadership style is very people centered, and I believe in developing people, not just assigning tasks. And, when people feel supported and trusted, they really perform better and really well at the same time.
Absolutely. And a little bit about me, you guys. I have the pleasure of actually having some friends who also grew up in the Philippines and migrated to the US when, they wanted to attend college and learning of their experiences and things like that growing up. It definitely made me take a real appreciation to Philippine women and y'all's courage because I'm letting y'all know now they are bosses, y'all. Like they are just sitting there, as a lot of people in America think just getting married and, being wives. They're doctors, they're models, they're entrepreneurs. I'm telling you, the Philippine women, that they are it, y'all. What originally motivated you to transition from working in global teams to start and working your own business in BPO and virtual assistants?
This is a real good question because there was some point in my life that I realized something that I was helping businesses grow. I built system and even scale their teams, but I was doing it inside of someone else's vision. So I really wanted to build something of my own, that's something that I could also create opportunities for others, especially talented remote professionals who just need the right environment and leadership. So I started my own thing, my BPO and the VA support services, and it was really a turning point in my life, and it really turned out like an experience into. So that's the vision that I carry. Like I always say this to my team that I wanted to provide opportunities beyond survival. So I want to get them off the rat race at the same time, and also carrying that vision that every time that I walk out of my office, I help putting food on the table of the families that I work with. So yeah, that's why I started.
I love that. And I think that's a lot of reasons why us women start businesses, because we go through those experiences of where,
Mhm.
it's just constantly the mentality is about work and it's not necessarily about purpose. And, that is literally, amazing that you took the courage to step out on your own and present, create a business for those people that now work for you, those same opportunities that you believed in for yourself. I believe that is huge. Now, you did mention that word failure. Can you talk about a pivotal moment in your life where you faced failure or misjudgment in your entrepreneur journey, and how did you navigate through that?
So honestly, entrepreneurship really humbles you very quickly. So there were moments when I trusted the wrong people and made decisions too quickly, or even underestimated how complex building a team and operations can be at the same time. So, however, but those moments really taught me something invaluable, that systems really matters, boundaries matters, and discernment matters. So instead of quitting, I rebuilt, I refined how I hire, how I structure workflows, and how I protect the vision of the business. So for me, sometimes failure is just a tuition you pay for your vision. Or I would say tuition for you to pay for the wisdom itself. Like I've I failed a lot of times. I'll be honest. I failed a lot of times, built everything ground up, and then like poof, like every time that I built, I level up and I meet people. Because it's really important for you to meet people or partner with people who have the same vision, so that they don't you're not just firing arrows out of the air, because they cannot relate, they cannot understand. So I really love working with people who have the same heart and the same vision that I carry on a daily basis. So failure is
Absolutely.
just like wisdom for me.
And I think that that's, a lot of entrepreneurs, especially women, we go through that, wisdom moment and that discernment moment. And, me being an entrepreneur, I've gone through it. And that word discernment, like, you real deal have to use that one. Like, that's probably your biggest one that you're gonna have to use out there, because it can get you guys in, lawsuits. It can get you your business took. It can get you in a lot of messed up situations. So definitely use that word. If you don't take anything else from what we just said, take discernment. Like, literally use that. That becomes your wisdom out here, y'all.
I agree.
So let's talk about growth over comfort. What
Mhm.
does that look like in practical terms when building a business?
Okay, so like for me, choosing growth meant accepting uncertainty. Because when you're building a business, you don't really predict everything, even though you have a system, right? So it meant for me long hours, learning new tools, building processes from scratch, and sometimes working without immediate stability. Because sometimes like you will really like think about like, am I doing the right thing? Is this all worth it at the same time? But it also meant constantly asking myself what I can improve today that will make this stronger tomorrow. So growth over comfort meant being willing to evolve even when it's uncomfortable at the same time. Because building a business is like it can make you crazy at some point, but just trusting the process. But most of all, for me, like me personally, I'm a woman of faith. I trust the Lord in everything. Like everything works together for my own good. He gave me this desire, my vision, so I'll just trust the process.
Amen. And, again, you hit on that point of being an entrepreneur. You're stepping out of your comfort zone and you're stepping into the unknown, and you don't know if what you're about to sell is going to sell, or if you're going to find anybody that's interested. But you have to believe in yourself. And a lot of times you do fail. I've failed a couple of times myself. And, you know, you do have that moment of where you want to go back to comfort of saying, am I going to go back to this 9 to 5, or am I going to grow through this loss that I just took. And I'm telling y'all, that's literally how your favorite celebrity became your favorite celebrity. That's literally how all these, entrepreneurs out here are becoming successful, is literally because in that moment of failure, they chose to keep going.
I agree. I agree with that.
Now, you take a different type of approach to your business that a lot of people are actually fearful of. I won't say they just choose not to, which is a people-centered approach. How do this works in, say, remote team environments and keeping those operations sustainable?
Well, it at first is very hard. Like working people remotely, you don't see them, physically at the same time. The key is really balance. So for me, you really need a system that keeps operation organized, but you also need to remember that behind every task is a person. So I only focus on three things: clear systems, communication, and development. So when people understand the mission and feel invested in it, they become partners in the growth of the business, not just workers completing a task. So it really worked with me. I handled 350 people under my team remotely scattered in the Philippines. So at first I was scared because like, okay, how I can technically manage everybody. So I remember that I was built for system, framework, and structure. So I built everything from scratch that everybody are not guessing when they're gonna log in, who are their clients are, what are their tasks are. So I also assigned people to really look closely to those people and take care of that, not to micromanage, but also at the same time manage, like they are fully supported where they needed help. So that's the system I built. So it worked. I was scared, but I just shoot my shot at the same time.
Wow. And, a lot of people, this is why she's on that global aspect, y'all, because that is how you become global. You assess your people and you literally build your system in a way that literally fits everybody to where everybody would want to operate on the same system versus feeling like somebody's literally micromanaging them, which is everybody's miss. I say everybody's hated word in the workplace, micromanaging, because you have a lot of that in America, especially, at your government and state levels, micromanaging. And that's why you see a lot of people walking out, because people want that freedom and that understanding. So thank you for hitting on that, Marielle. Now let's talk about strategies. What strategies have helped you maintain resilience and purpose during the seasons of rebuilding and uncertainty?
It's only one word: perspective. It is really everything for me because, like, every entrepreneur goes to season where things break, where plans change, or where you have to rebuild from the ground up. And it's really draining and scary at the same time. But for me, during those moments, I focus on purpose and long term visions. So I always remind myself why I started and who I want to help through the work I'm building. So resilience comes from understanding that setbacks are part of the process, not the end of the story.
So we're gonna switch over. Let's get into it. Let's talk about Primestaff Solutions for a second. So what take us through the day-to-day operational routines of your organization, and say, do you have an executive board? Do you have other managers in position helping you? What does that look like?
Yes. Actually, like our team is very diverse, and I built a culture where they don't feel like working, but they're working. But usually on a day-to-day basis, we do check-ins daily with our clients. So I do have what we call account managers. There are people who are assigned to our clients, making sure that they're being taken care of, whatever complaints or anything that, under the sun that they needed for specific team or specific campaigns that we're currently working on and how we can improve. I make sure that I do check them, and I'm very personal. I do send emails. I do call our clients at the same time. Just temperature check. Are they happy? What else that we can help them? And also, yes, I do have actually on my management team, I only have one person, which is my partner in the business. And then apart from that, we do have account managers, we have team leaders, and next are the VAs or agents at the same time. So I really have like a pretty small but efficient team. I don't really need a 10 or 20. I trained everybody to become a beast in everything that they do. And I made sure that I hire people that are really thriving on a specific role. Because for me, I want everybody to enjoy what they're working on a daily basis, not just a routine clock in and logged in and just getting paid. I want them to really grow at the same time. So yes, like account managers are focused on client success management, making sure everything are smooth. And I do my own with my partner. I also do acquisition. I find our very own clients. I close deals at the same time. I'm also a BDM, a founder, a CEO, everything. And then we do have a proper process where, like we have onboarding until launching at the same time. We really built it well where everything is gonna launch within 24 to 48 hours once the client signed the agreement at the same time. That's how fast we do everything. Just making sure that we seal the deal. And also like with the skill set that we have, we just don't do only calls or cold calling or appointment setting. We have a diverse talent where we also do digital marketing, which is social media, website designing, ads, every industry that you can think of. We do serve them all. We have businesses in the US to do government contracting. Most of the companies that we have now are in solar, home improvement, tax, healthcare itself, but more on right now in cold calling and inbound and outbound. We have customer service as well. So it's very diverse. Everything that you can think of in your business that we can lift the load, Primestaff. It will be the right company that you can work with.
Wow. So I'm gonna give you an example, and you just let me know if Primestaff can do this. So, say I'm over an organization and I'm looking for an executive assistant style, just a person to come in and do like my calendars, my travel, things like that. Primestaff, call Primestaff.
Yes, ma'am. We
There
do
y'all
all.
go. There y'all go. See, I'm telling y'all, I'm bringing the hookups now. I know there's going to be people out there that is going to ask me, are you hiring and do you hire globally or just in the Philippines?
Yeah, we do actually hire globally because I do partner with companies at the same time. But for example, there is a construction company that hired us for the recruitment part to hire people out like 50 states in the States. So what we do, we became the workforce talent and then we send them to the client. So yes, we hire globally.
Wow. And are you hiring right now?
Yes, we are hiring right now.
Wow. So you guys, here we go, because I know you guys want to know, what are the qualifications to work for Prime Staff?
Honestly, like for us, we do the training at the same time. So it really based on what you can offer on the table. But most of the time, if you have a BPO, like if in the Philippines itself, at least you have a year experience in BPO, like calling, customer service, or sales. That's more than enough for us because clients do train their agents or VA at the same time. But apart from that, part of our growth development, I do teach project management and this digital marketing. That's part of the growth in our business so that our VAs can also offer that to specific clients that needed that kind of service.
Wow. So you guys, anybody out there looking for a job and you have any type of virtual assistant background or any type of administrative background and you're looking for a work from home, there you go. So for our audience members out there who may be looking to apply, do they go to your website? Are you on Indeed? How do we actually find the applications?
So we are in LinkedIn. Currently, our website is under development because we're adding photos of our location. We do have location now in the office. I do plug our link where they can apply, but in time soon, I think after 2 weeks, everything will be done in our website. They can directly apply in our website.
Absolutely. And I will be leaving that link down in the description box for everybody below, for anybody that is interested. Now, we're getting closer to the end of today's episode, and I do want to get some advice from you. What advice would you give to someone starting a remote or BPO based business without having to figure out everything first?
Do it scared, to be honest. Do it scared. Because, like, I started when I was scared and I don't know everything. Just be resourceful. Everything is in the internet right now. AI is there at the same time. But just to avoid, just don't overpromise and underdeliver, because there are clients can understand that you don't know everything. Just be teachable, learn everything, absorb, and don't take everything personally. That's it.
I love that. Oh, wow. I love that. And let's talk about how you plan to continue learning and evolving as both a leader and an entrepreneur in this global market that you're in.
I really stay curious. So in technologies, market, and like business models really evolve quickly, especially in remote work. So I constantly learn from clients, mentors, books, and real world experience. So leadership is really about continuous growth. And I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of podcasts at the same time because I'm also guilty in doom scrolling. So that's why I limit it, in TikTok, doom scroll. So I said, like, okay, I have to block my time where I will dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours in learning something new so that I can also teach to other people. So yeah, just stay curious.
Absolutely. And as a person who's currently getting their master's degree in industrial organization psychology, that is huge for a remote team out here and making sure that it stays sustainable. She's literally got it figured out with the people center and making sure that she approach all of her employees, on a global aspect at the same level while not weakening her organization. You've created. So sadly, you guys, we've come to the end of today's episode, and we always leave with a legacy. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about this. When you think about the impact you want to leave behind, what legacy are you hoping to create?
Well, legacy is real a big word for me, to be honest. Like, I really want to build something that creates opportunities for others, not just for my family, not just for the people that I know, but also for everybody that deserves it. So, a legacy where people can say that they were able to grow, they can build careers and support their families because of the opportunities that came through the work that I built together or we built together. So for me, success isn't just measured by revenue itself. So it is measured in how many lives that I help elevate along the way. So
Ab-
that's really like the thing that I just really wanted, the impact that I have. And we're called to do that.
Absolutely. And I absolutely love that. Sadly, you guys, today's episode has come to an end. But before we go, we're going to make sure we get all of her information because I know y'all ready to run and apply. So let us know all the information of how we can apply to Primestaff Solutions again. Let us know how we can find you on socials. Let us know all the details.
Yes, you can definitely I'm honestly not really into socials, but we do have our very own page in LinkedIn. You can definitely just like look for Prime Staff Solutions. It's just Prime Staff, it's one word, and solutions. In LinkedIn, you can find us right away.
Perfect, perfect. So you guys, when I drop those links, run, don't walk. Any last words before we adjourn today's meeting?
I am so honored for the viewers, women, men. Like it's an honor to be here and kind of like just let it out that everything is possible, whether where you are, whether what background that you have, whether you have the education or not. Just do it. Everything scared. Take that leap of faith. Maybe this is the time that you really have to hear it now when you watch the podcast, but take that leap of faith.
Absolutely. And I love that. And I'm going to leave it at that. Today's meeting, ladies, is now adjourned. Thanks again to Miss Marielle Monteclaro and Prime Staff Solutions for coming on and offering all her insights. And you be sure to subscribe to About Her Business so you never miss whenever we upload. Also, leave me some comments down in that comment section on which industry you think I should interview next. Until next time, keep your goals tight, that circle tighter, and that bank account growing.